Outlet Liquor is your place to buy a case. Stock up and save when you shop the lowest prices available every day at Outlet Liquor. You never have to wait for a sale. The more you buy, the more you save. Only at Outlet Liquor.
What's your outlet?
Welcome, everybody, to our NHL preview show. I am Duane from Two Goalies, One Mic, joined by, of course, producer Steve.
What up?
Currently, right now, a lot going on. I know we were waiting on those guys from Happy Hour Hoops. Great content there for the NBA playoffs. Hope you guys all catch it. But before we get started, remember that this is brought to you by Outlet Liquor, the place to buy a case. Get over to Outlet Liquor and get all your discount savings on some of the best alcohol Buffalo has to offer. Without further ado, we do have one game going on right now between the Islanders and the Pittsburgh Penguins. I believe it's tied at 2, Steve. We have a tie game.
It is tied at 2 with Chicken Parmary's equalizer. Nice little rebound goal right off the pads.
Right.
Perfectly executed. And you see a few of those goals now and then, and it's really nice when those come together the way that they do. You know, you're not even shooting to actually make it in. You're just shooting to get the bounce. And they shot it to get the bounce perfectly. And Kyle Palmieri, you know, see what you will about his game in the present years, but the dude knows when you can get the puck on his stick, the dude knows what to do with it.
Yeah,
age be damned. The dude can still play a good game. I respect the hell out of Kyle Palmieri.
One of the better pickups by the Isles, the deadline.
Travis knows what he's doing.
You know, as Sabres fans, we were all pretty salty about that because we won.
It could have been us.
It could have been us. It could have been us swinging Taylor Hall over to the Islanders instead of them swinging the deal for Palmieri, and I think it was Zajac. Correct, it was Zajac.
Yep. Both of those people that you thought would just be Devils forever. No, just kidding. Yeah, they had that vibe about him. Like, my little brother's like a diehard Devils fan. He's been since since he was like 5, and like when he was 5, it was like 2001. So it was, the golden age of Marty Brodeur. So it's kind of hard to not like the Devils when you've got one of the best goaltenders to ever play the damn game in between the pipes. So I get it,
Oh yeah.
So like I've even though I've never really been like following their game, like I've always been like familiar who's a part of the team just by like proximity to him. So that said, like Palmieri and Zajac, those are just like names I've been hearing forever, and like more often than not, they're doing something worthwhile. Zajac a little bit more invisible on the ice, Unfortunately, you wish it wasn't that way, but that is the way it is at the present moment. But it is nice to see Kyle Palmieri, do what he does, especially in the postseason, really making an impact and proving everybody that,
Honestly, as good as an acquisition he's been, I think, honestly, the best acquisition from the deadline or right around the deadline was hands down Jeff Carter. Jeff Carter is having himself.
Oh, yeah, he's having himself a hell of a time.
With the Penguins, yeah. He's been possibly one of their most consistent players. In 5 games played, he has four points in the playoffs, with 3 of those being goals. I mean, he is a -1, but the guy's just been absolutely on fire since coming over to Pittsburgh. He's played in 14 games with Pittsburgh this season, pre-playoffs. 9 goals and 11 points. The guy's
we can put just the slightest little bit of asterisk next to that, because one of those was that just unholy 4-point game against the Buffalo Sabres, and that's I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, but it is what it is. It is what it is.
Kyle Okposo, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Never forget.
A goal from Jeff Carter, a goal from Jake Gensel, and obviously with the Islanders, as you mentioned, Palmieri has the second, Olivier with the first. So, a high-scoring first period to start this game 6 off, an elimination game possibly for Pittsburgh. This is do or die.
It definitely is. It's do or die now. We got a lot of those. We got those all across the league tonight. I believe it's also 3-2 in the Battle of Florida in favor of the contending in favor of the contending champions, the Lightning, of course.
Spencer Knight.
Spencer Knight wants to make it a nighty night, lights out.
Yeah,
everyone go to bed early. No fucking overtime, please. I want to go to sleep.
Everybody wants Spencer Knight to be the savior for the Florida Panthers because right before they drafted him, right after they drafted him, they decided
10 days later they made the Bobrovsky deal.
Deal, which made so much sense. And now you have your $10 million goalie sitting in the stands or sitting behind the bench while you roll out your rookie goaltender, fresh off signing his entry level deal, and you're just like, oh, here we go. Let's roll with the kid.
Well,
a lot of pressure to put that kid underneath. I hope he doesn't go out there and lets in a muffin or a muffin or two tonight because
let's be fair. I mean, in the couple starts that UPL had, he let in muffins on the first shots he faced, like the few times he had his starts.
The nerves.
But then right after that, in most of the games, he got his cool back. I'm not here trying to say that UPL is on the same caliber as Spencer Knight at the moment, but you can let in that muffin, and with the notable exception of playing the Tampa Bay Lightning, sometimes you can move on from it. And in that last game, Game 5, Spencer Knight did move on from it because literally every other shot the man faced. Nope. Done. Nope. Not by me.
Hopefully, again, we get some more. That's been the most fun series to watch, hands down, without a doubt, is the Florida Panthers Tampa Bay Lightning series. Tampa Bay Lightning, a bunch of cheaters. So,
it's not. It's technically not cheating because the rules say you can do it. It's definitely not the most ethical way to play the game, but the rules don't expressly say, hey, you can't just keep about $20 million of cap on the LTIR and then call them up the day the postseason starts. It's a little bit too coincidental, but it's also the Tampa Bay Lightning, so what are you going to do?
Yeah, exactly. What are you going to do?
If the Sabres pulled shit like that, I think we'd be having some hearings. Somebody would have filed a grievance. First of all, there would have been a federal injunction filed just because they made it to the postseason at all. Yep. So that's like, okay, something's up. Somebody's juicing. Somebody's paying off the refs. There's a grand northern conspiracy happening, and I need to get to the bottom of it.
Yeah. So, and then obviously the later game, which you'll be live tweeting, will be the
do or die Minnesota Vegas Wild, baby.
Yep. My boy Fleury in net, standing tall, against Cam Talbot, who's had himself quite the opening series for the Minnesota Wild. That's been a fun series to watch too. A lot of great goaltending there. I've enjoyed watching it thoroughly. Maybe bring up my Marc-Andre Fleury jersey. I couldn't help myself. I just think Vegas is just too good. I think they're just too good. Minnesota, they've hung in there, but when Vegas is buzzing, they control the tempo of the game, and if they do that tonight, I see Minnesota going home, with a first round loss.
That's just it though. Tonight they are at home. I believe they are in St. Paul this evening, and after having just won that last game, and the hometown advantage, which actually matters in these United States series because there are actually people in the building. I don't know. I think if any team was going to force Vegas to 7, it's Minnesota, just because in the amount of times that they met this season, Minnesota, they know how to fight with them. They know how to keep up with their game. Sometimes they lose, and that's going to happen when pretty much any team in the league plays the Vegas Golden Knights. You're going to lose a couple. That team gets about as close to undefeated as a team can really get. Okay, yeah, looks like that first period of the Isles Pens just ended. So
tie game 2-2.
Tie game 2-2 going into the second, yeah.
Yep, so, as we said, the goals from Bolivier and Palmieri, and the Penguins goals from Carter and remind me.
It was Gensel.
Gensel, yes, Jake Gensel. Yeah. So, a lot of back and forth hockey. Sorokin and
I really hope it's not Jari tonight. It is Jari?
I believe it is Jari, yep.
After that thing, Really? That is I always use that dodgeball gif, but that is a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
I cannot believe that.
That's a move.
Yeah, right.
That is a choice you can make, I guess.
Lays up a beach ball up the middle.
Especially when that's what led to this do or die scenario you're in. Like,
I get it though. I get it.
I mean, I guess aside from that, he was playing pretty darn well.
Yeah, I mean,
so like,
it sucks. It sucks the way that ended up for him. I've been there. In my men's league game the other night, I did something similar. I threw up from the corner, went right on a kid's stick, and I actually made a pretty outstanding save getting back to my net. But it happens. It's just unfortunate it happens in the first round of the NHL playoffs.
Yeah. When it's on the national stage like that, it's a little bit more embarrassing.
You hate to see it. So
it's definitely dang it of the year material.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, nothing's ever going to be worse than that. It was that Dallas Stars empty netter that he flubs it, and then the Oilers take it all the way back down to the other side and tie the game up.
Yep.
No, there will never be a dang it worse in the history of the National Hockey League worse than that one.
Oh, definitely not.
It's legendary. Every NHL fails compilation video, that's in there somewhere, and all of its standard definition glory. But you still know exactly what you're about to even before they start with the breakaway. You know it's like, oh right, yeah, duh, of course. Yeah. This clip, it's perfect.
But let's go over our predictions for tonight before we wrap this up. Obviously, Isles Pens tied up after two. Tied up for 1 at 2. Who do you have? Again, this is a do or die situation for the Pittsburgh Penguins. A lot of playoff experience, a lot of rings in that room. They've been born and bred for moments like this to get force us to a Game 7. Where do you see this go? Do you see this making it? Is this they're playing? Are they playing in Long Island tonight?
They're playing the Coliseum. One of the last series that could potentially ever happen here.
Yeah,
and I think. This might be a hot take, but I think the Pittsburgh Penguins are kind of in the same spot that the Chicago Blackhawks are at, where the core of their defining team talent, a lot of them are still right at the top of the hill, but there are just enough of them that might just be coming over the other side, starting their downturn, that even if they made it through this first round, I don't know, I don't see them going all the way with it. And also, I just think that Trotz knows his core team right now better than most coaches know their core, better than most teams know their game, that I think the Isles are going to take this one tonight. I think it's over after tonight, and the Isles advance to face the Bruins.
You think so?
I think so. I don't know by how much. Most of these have been low-scoring events, so this could be another one that potentially ends they get I'll say 4-3 in favor of the Isles.
In favor of the Isles?
In the favor of the Isles. Because it's an Isles series, I think it's going to overtime, as much as I don't want it to.
I'm actually gonna disagree with you. I think there's a lot of big moment experience in that locker room in Pittsburgh. So I'm actually gonna give it to 5-3 Pittsburgh Penguins, and they'll force the Game 7. Force it back. It will be going back to Pittsburgh, correct? Yep.
I believe so, yeah. Usually it's 2-2-2, and then the final where they began.
Correct. Yeah, I would say I'm going to go with, they're going to force the Game 7 because, again, you have so many rings in that room, so much experience, and to think that they, can't figure out Elias Sorokin one more time tonight, and, they've already figured him out twice. And, you made those deadline deals, Jeff Carter specifically, who's, paid off very well. It's all or nothing, right? This is do or die. And I just think, guys like Sidney Crosby and Malkin and Jeff Carter, they thrive in moments like that. People forget Jeff Carter has 2 rings of his own with LA. Just add 2 more rings to that room. So I'm going to give it to Pittsburgh, and they're going to force the Game 7.
Okay.
So later on tonight, we do have what is it? The Battle of Florida. The Panthers and the Bolts, again, do or die for the Florida Panthers. Got to win to force a Game 7. What do you got, Steve?
It's tough. Everything on paper says Tampa Bay. They're just such, they're the East version of Vegas. The team is just so well constructed, top to bottom. Every line has something to be scared of. Every pairing in D has something to be scared of. Vasilevsky is Vasilevsky. If you know hockey, he's a household name. Mm-hmm. But I'm always one for the underdog. I think that Florida can win this game and force it to 7 just because they're starting Spencer Knight again. And I think after basically stealing the show for them defensively last match, I think he might just have enough air in his tires to puff that big chest out and give Florida the advantage because is this game also in BB&T? It's not going to Tampa tonight?
No, because Tampa's the higher seed, so it has to be in Florida. It has to be in Florida tonight.
Okay. So yeah, these have all been real close contests too. So it could be another one of those like crazy 5-4 games that's just scoring and scoring and scoring. But given that it's Spencer Knight, I'm going to say 5-3 in favor of the Panthers to force Game 7. Game 7, that's another story. I don't know what's going to happen in Game 7, but I think tonight Florida can do it. Force it to 7.
I think so too. I liked what we saw from the kid after obviously he gave up his first shot of the game and then stopped every single game. The game is in Tampa. Okay,
Ooh.
So no, thank you for correcting us there.
Maybe 5-4 then, but I still have Florida. I still have the Cats.
Yeah, so I would expect again Florida to come out hot here. I think the kid is feeling really good. We all know how good of a goaltender Spencer Knight is. I think he's going to thrive in the moment. I think they will force the Game 7 and really, put press Tampa all game here. They've shown every single game that they can hang with the best team in the world. So, Huberdeau, Barkov, even Brandon Montour has had himself a decent series. Like he hasn't played bad. Former Sabres defenseman there. And
I mean, he's doing the same thing that Bogosian did when he got picked up by Tampa. He's just like, I'm here. I'm not going to do anything fancy. I'm not going to make any fucking mistakes because I'm in it. I'm here. I'm in the fucking playoffs, and I can't remember. I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to say that again. So I'm going to do everything in my power to just play fundamentals, no bull.
No, yep.
Just play it the way I play it. And I have seen Montour a few gleaming moments where he does drive that forward play. Well, and his shots look a little bit better than they did in Buffalo. They still haven't gone in, but they're looking a little bit more.
What happens when you play
a little more mustard, a little more accuracy. Still not going in though.
When Granato took over, though, you did see a change in his game too. You did see a better version of Brandon Montour, and which helped up his value. I guess the deadline. I think we got a 3rd round pick for him, which was what I would have told you were bananas if you would have told me back when Kruger was still coach, that we would get a 3rd round pick for Brandon Montour. But that's neither here nor there. So again, my prediction for tonight, I agree. I do think Florida forces Game 7 here. I do think that they will take this one 6-4. They will find a way to get 6 pucks by Vasilevsky and force that Game 7. And I think the game-winning goal will come from Alexander Barkov. That's my prediction. And another decent night from Spencer Knight, and Bobrovsky will be sad-faced Jordan from the bench. Crying Jordan face from the bench for sure. And then obviously predictions for your boys, the Minnesota Wild, going up against the Vegas Golden Knights tonight. Where do you have that? Another elimination game.
That's another elimination. And for Minnesota, it's a lot more serious than most people realize. And this is something I've been learning looking at all the stats and analytics, that in the appearances that they've made in the past 5-6 years, they never make it past the first round. They got that Leaf curse. They get in, but they get knocked the hell out. It's like, okay, well, see ya.
They can never make it past the first round.
But this year, and especially against this particular team that they've been, they've played 8-9 times in the regular season, and more often than not come up above them. I think this year, this particular squad has enough to prove. And again, this is me loving the underdog, that I think not only they take it tonight, but I think they upset the Vegas Golden Knights. Whether or not they can find Colorado's number in round 2,
not a chance.
That is another story. That is a conversation for another day.
There's not a chance.
But since tonight's in St. Paul, since they're floating on another win, just like Florida, I think that the Minnesota Wild can do it. I think they're going to do it 4-2 tonight, force that Game 7. Game 7 is going to be absolutely batshit insane because I believe that is going to be in Vegas, if I'm not mistaken, because I believe Vegas is the higher seed, so they get the Game 7 advantage if necessary.
Yes.
So they're in St. Paul tonight. They get the win 4-2 tonight. Then they go to Vegas for what's probably the biggest game that team has played in a decade. And I do think that they upset that arena and make everybody leave Sin City with a big Michael Jordan sad face. And they are just crying.
Cry face. I disagree. I think Vegas closes it out tonight, just like I predicted the big goose egg from Jack Campbell last night. I will do the same.
You're going to keep rubbing that one in. We were both half right. I predicted 4 goals for the Leafs, and I was right.
I will do the same thing. I will do the same thing for Marc-Andre Fleury. I believe Vegas Golden Knights get out of this tonight 2-0. Another great game from Cam Talbot, but they won't be able to solve Fleury and mark it down. That's what I'm saying. 2-0 Vegas Golden Knights. Fleury with a big game. Mark Stone with the game-winning goal, which would be the first goal of the game. So with that being said, guys, remember, again, this was brought to you by Outlet Liquor. Don't haste. It's the place to buy a case. See how I added that in there? For all your discount savings, get over to Outlet Liquor. Unbelievable place. And don't forget about Amherst Ale House. Obviously, you can't get the discounts on all of the the pizza and the tap beers, blah blah blah. Not blah blah blah, but the Labatt Blue, Bud products, Coors Light, Miller, the whole 9 yards. They have everything there. But the reason I go there mostly is for the wings. Unbelievable. I want to say second to none, but I haven't tried all the wings in Buffalo, but I can tell you for sure, absolutely unbelievable wings at Amherst Ale House. Get over there. And, of course, their pizza is to die for. Amherst Ale House. Get over there. Enjoy the food. Enjoy the atmosphere. Watch an NHL playoff game or an NBA playoff game. Shout out to Happy Hour Hoops again. You boys are phenomenal for what you do right for us. So, again, enjoy your night, guys. Enjoy this playoff hockey that we have coming at you. And good night now.